EmceeTV.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy, that motherfucker Steve. You watching EmceeTV The Podcast, coming at you live from EmceeTV Studios. I'm multitasking here. Whoa, got an alarm going off on my phone. That means it's noon, folks. It's noon. Hey, happy Turkey Day. It's a little bit late, you know what I mean? But I want to say that to everybody. I hope you guys had a phenomenal day with your families and day to just kick it with everybody. I hope you guys got some awesome kick it time in, a little bit of food, and I just hope you had a great Thursday. I am normally off work on Thursdays, and so it didn't really change much for me. I didn't have Taekwondo class, so that was kind of cool. Got a little break from that, got to kick it with the fam. We smoked a turkey. It came out phenomenal. It was really good. We brined it the day before with the Pit Boss kit, and then I threw it on the smoker and cooked it, and it came out really good. I really don't need these headphones, I guess. It's just me. It's just me today, folks. But yeah, I think yesterday was a success. We watched a little football. We kicked it. I was hoping to watch the new Beetlejuice. I have yet to watch that. I'm a big fan of the Beetlejuice movies. So I was hoping to get some time in to watch that, but instead we went over and worked on the after we were done eating. I linked up with one of my homies, and we went over and we worked on my rental property a little bit so I could get that put together, because I gotta get that rocking. It's been sitting there for too long, not rented, and so it's time to make some moves and get that happening. So I'm gonna shoot the link out here real quick. Lots of podcasts, I'm sure, are going live today. Lots of people just enjoying their day with their family. A lot of family in town. And so I hope you get to watch that. If you're tuned in and you're watching and it's just me today, I'm just jumping on here real quick. We're going to cut through some news. I'm going to drop some topics on you. We're going to talk about a couple of cool Black Friday sales. And I'll jump off and let you enjoy the rest of your Friday and your weekend. My bad. I'm blasting the link out here. Boom. There we go. Good enough. Hopefully that'll bring a couple of folks in. Shout out to everybody that watches, likes, shares, and subscribes. We can't do this without you. Shout out to everybody that watched the Chris Webby interview. That was a big one. Shout out to Chris Webby, my bro, for jumping on here and doing the podcast with me. That was huge. He's a mega celebrity, doing a lot of things right now. And for him to give me that much of his time was real cool. You know, we've been rocking together for a while, so I respect him for that. You know, sometimes people, when they get to the level of celebrity where he's at, you know, they kind of forget about the other folks that may or may not have contributed along the way or worked with him a little bit or whatever, you know, and he's a real one. He did not. He dapped me up, showed much love, and came through and gave me just short of an hour of his time in a busy day, you know. And as a man that manages his own business and does everything that he does, you know, that's a lot of time to give to somebody, just out of love and a little bit of work history. So shout out to Chris Webby for that one. The podcast that we did with him, the interview, is doing big numbers, as I thought it would. So that's exciting. And a great feeling, you know what I mean, to see that, you know, we rented out the studio for that one. I had one of the homies come through and help me record it. You know, there was a little bit of extra effort that went into that. Originally, we were going to go live with it. We had some streaming issues, and so we pulled the plug on that last minute, and then ended up just recording the episode, doing a quick little edit and some color correction, and then just sending it out to the world. So if you get a chance, check it out. Chris Webby, episode 1 is up. We split it into 2 episodes, and then after the 2 episodes have aired, we'll drop it all in one piece as well. That seems to be kind of the format that people are dropping these in, and so I figured, why not? We'll go ahead and do that. Yeah, but without any further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it. Let's talk a little hip hop. You know, so it's Black Friday. It looks like Black Friday ends in just short of 14 hours. I get a lot of my plugins for hip hop music from Waves, waves.com. They are the premier. They got Abbey Road plugins. They got, I mean, you name it. They got a ton of plugins, but they got a mega sale going on. It's their Black Friday sale. 2 plugins for $50, 5 plugins for $100 right now. I've been needing a pitch correction plugin, and so I think I'm gonna go ahead and cop me one today, just because when you got that big of a sale going on, it almost feels like my money works harder when I can do something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump on that. And it is a time to be spending money on other people and buying things for other folks, but this is also an opportunity in my mind. Maybe I rationalize it this way, but this is also an opportunity in my mind to make your money work a little harder for you. You know what I mean? Like, if you can get a mega coupon for something and things are a little bit cheaper and you can save some money for your business, I feel like this is a great time of year to do that. And so I try and, my big expenditures that I got to buy, maybe a new camera, some heavy lighting, a gimbal, whatever you may be buying for your business to try and get you to that upper echelon in the next year. Why not buy it on Black Friday and save a couple bucks, So I'm shooting this out to a couple more people. We'll send them direct messages here and see if we can't get a couple people up in here with us. But yeah, everything's been good for me. I'm happy. Things have been great. The homie Ray West just went out and he rocked it out in San Jose and got to check out a game. And I know Ray was spinning last night. He invited me down to Digs on the Beats show at Lefties. Man, Lefties is closing. They're passing the reins on to somebody else. We don't know if it's going to be a live music venue or not. There's a lot of things up in the air there, but shout out to Eric and Ann for everything they did with live music. Man, that place is a special place. It's been there for going on 11 years. And what a phenomenal place with a lot of great memories. You know what I mean? Like Strawstone and Aaron from Nice Enough and Metro Concerts have put on so many dope shows there. Some of the dudes from First Fleet, I think, have thrown shows there. Big Ray West throws shows there. I throw shows there. You know what I mean? Like there's been so many dope events there over the years that it was cool. It's got a special place in the hip hop community and just in music in general. You know what I mean? I've seen the homies from Omaha there. I've seen a lot of other homies there. I've seen people from all across the country rock that stage, from big to small. And so it's going to be truly missed if it doesn't carry on as a music venue. I'm going to go ahead and drop my, what do you want to call it? My forecasting, my expectation. So the guys from First Fleets own a couple of bars in the First Fleet and Woolies and Up Down. They own Wellman's, or not Wellman's. Yeah, no, not Wellman's. I lied. They own. I'm drawing a blank. Locust Tap. That's what they own. They own Locust Tap. And they own a handful of spots in Des Moines, and they own one at the opposite corner of Lefties there on University. And so I speculate that Sam Summers and his team are going to come through and buy it. I think that it would be a perfect opportunity for them. I think that they have the capital to do it, and why not? It keeps the legacy going on in Des Moines. It was Harry Mary's before it was Lefties, and that's my hope anyways. You know what I mean? Then it carries on as a live music venue for the next generation. I think Sam will continue to build it up. It's a great spot for him to drop his smaller shows. It takes out the competition. Then nobody else buys it. There's no competition there. So that's my speculation on it. That's my forecast and thoughts on the situation. I don't know. We'll see. But Lefties is a phenomenal venue, and I would like to see it continue to be a spot where people can jump on there and rock. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know, do you think Lefties is going to continue to be a music venue? And what are they, if not, what do you think that area is going to be good for? What do you think that somebody's going to try and park there? It'll be interesting to see. But yeah, let's get into a little hip hop here. So Article 1 goes on to say, got a handful of them here for you. Diddy sets up Thanksgiving dinners for 1,000 fellow inmates at Fort Dix. This one comes in from Hot New Hip Hop. It says, although Diddy is not having the best time during his prison sentence, he is apparently making the most of the heaps of income he still has access to. According to TMZ, he and other inmates funded, organized, and delivered Thanksgiving dinner for 1,000 prisoners at FCI Fort Dix this week. Sean Combs reportedly spoke with the outlet via his representatives. Per his story, he linked up with an internal group known as Bankroll Bosses to buy food from the prison's commissary, spend 2 days putting it together, and deliver turkey roast, trimmings, mashed potatoes, corn, and dessert to every housing unit in Fort Dix. Despite obstacles like the lack of stoves, microwaves, and cutting utensils, it seems like it was a success. Thanksgiving, to me, is about making sure other people eat, the Bad Boy mogul reportedly stated. Everybody misses their family. People get depressed during the holidays. We just wanted to come together as a family and do our own thing, end quote. A former gang leader called B.I. reportedly helped Diddy organize the holiday gift. We cooked the food and sent it to all the buildings, he reportedly stated, enough for about 200 people each building. It took 2 days to prep everything. So, kind of interesting. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Drop me a comment down below. Let me know. Next article comes up from Meek Mill. Go ahead and pull in a graphic on this one so it gives you a little something to see. And usually I do this stuff ahead of time, but I had a guest today. It looks like they weren't able to make it. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I figured I'd go ahead and get on here and rock with you guys a little bit. I know there was a lot of people podcasting today, a lot of people just chilling today. So why not jump on here and have a little fun and just rock it out. So forgive me, this one's a little clunky. Apparently my clicking skills aren't quite as dope as I thought. So moving slow here. The homie J Bob just liked the comment that I sent him, so I'm wondering if he's going to jump up in here with us. Okay, there we go. All right. So shout out to, this one comes in from Hot New Hip Hop as well, I believe. Maybe I'm lying. This one comes in from Hot 97. Image courtesy of Julia Beverly, Wire Images. It says Meek Mill rips into modern bubblegum rap. Meek Mill rips into Meek Mill rips into modern bubblegum rap. Known for his forthright opinions, I'm all sorts of tongue-tied today. The turkey still got me. The tryptophan or whatever is in turkey that got you in slow motion apparently got me. Need a little hit off this coffee. And we'll keep it moving and grooving here, baby. It says Meek Mill rips into modern bubblegum rap. Known for his forthright opinions, Meek Mill took to X to critique what he calls bubblegum rap, calling for substance and authenticity over fleeting trends. In his characteristic candor, he argued that music lacking depth is both forgettable and corrosive to hip-hop's core. He contrasted his own storytelling-driven work with the lighter, trend-focused songs dominating the charts. That bubblegum rap shit not gonna work with that organic shit when that organic shit hit the streets, he declared. He insisted that genuine artistry connects with audiences in ways marketing alone cannot replicate. I think I got to agree. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. But I think I'm with Meek on this one. I believe that true artistry is definitely always going to win when we're talking about the stuff that stands the test of time. You know what I mean? Real authentic artistry is always going to outshine the stuff that marketing agencies try and push out and try and push on us. You know, the cream will rise to the top, as they say. And I think that genuine hits and stuff like that will stand the test of time. And, you know, the other stuff, it's going to get some views, but I think that this, the classics are always going to be there, you know, and people respect that. People respect that. So shout out to Meek Mill for the opinion on this one. I'm with you, Meek. I'm with you. All right, let's grab another image on this one. This one's got Kendrick up in it. Grabbing the image or bringing it in. Again, this is a lot of the production side of it that I do behind the scenes before we gear up for a podcast, but I kind of threw this one together last minute solely because I thought I was going to have a guest, but it sounds like he was not able to make it, which, those things happen. Not a big deal. It's Black Friday. It's the day after Thanksgiving. Sometimes these things happen. So, all right, let's get into it. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, you know what? I don't even got to do that because I got one. I got breaking news, baby. This one comes in from Hot New Hip Hop. It says TDE affiliates claim that The Game is lying. The rapper of The Game is lying about wanting to sign Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar and The Game's relationship has been under quite scrutiny in the aftermath of the Drake battle. During a recent interview on Big Boy's Neighborhood, The Game claimed he wanted to sign Kendrick Lamar, but his story caught some flack. Quote, "First time I met Kendrick was a long time ago," end quote, the Compton rapper said as he caught by DJ Academics on Instagram. My reading skills is a little rough. Quote, "I don't even know if he'll remember. He was going to the Yet Center in Compton as part of a probationary program. I had to be a big brother at the Yet Center, and I wasn't Kendrick's big brother, but he used to come in there. He was real young, always charismatic, always good with the words, just a funny little guy. We grew up like across the street and around the corner from each other. He's not affiliated, but he Compton. He ain't no punk either. But I always knew in the beginning of my career, I was going by Top Dog's house and helping him with J-Rock stuff and lending my 2 cents. I was a little bit ahead of the curve then from where they were. I was always asking Top. I was like, yo, let me get Dot. He was like, no. He knew what he was. I knew what he was. When I took J-Rock on tour, Dot was the hype man, and I asked Top again at my house in Glendale. He was like, no. But he was like, yo, what if we piece up TDE? He was like, no, I got Black Wall Street. I'm good. I was like, no, I got Black Wall Street. I'm good. Let me get him as an artist. I knew what he was going to be. And nobody didn't understand it yet, except everybody that was around Top and TDE. They knew, and I knew. Interesting. That is interesting. I didn't realize The Game was trying to sign Kendrick. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, it'd be an iconic team up, but sometimes when stuff like that happens, the Voltron of this guy with this guy, sometimes when you team those up together, as much as it would be a cool mashup, it doesn't work. And then other things that you don't think will work, you're like, nah, I can't see that. How would that work? DJ Danger Mouse did the, I'm going to mangle this, the Gray album, I want to say. And I think it got so big. It was the Gray album. Okay, there we go. He did the Beatles, the White Album, and the lyrics from the Jay-Z's The Black Album, and he mixed them together. And it dropped in 2004, and you're like, how is that going to work? Jay-Z over Beatles beats? Like, no way. But, I mean, that album was phenomenal. And that album was so big that I think Sony owns the Beatles music. That album was so big, I think Sony shut it down. And obviously they used to try and shut down all the mixtape DJs and mixtapes and stuff for copyright and whatnot. But that album really got a lot of traction behind it, and it was a mega hit even to this day. I mean, it dropped in 2004. I'm still talking about it 21, 22 years later. So it was a memorable album, and that kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Things that stand the test of time, and what Meek Mill said about the true lyrics and true hip hop and stuff with substance sticks in your mind. You know what I mean? You'll catch a track every once in a while that's catchy, that isn't really, somebody's talking, but they ain't saying nothing. Those will happen every once in a while. But it's not near as memorable. You know what I mean? Those things fade to the side, and eventually they drift off. But the stuff that people, the real stuff, that stuff stands the test of time. All right, let's get back into this next article. Image courtesy of Jay Rabilis. Courtesy of USA Today Network via Imagine Images. This is another hot new hip hop article that just came out. It says Drake is reportedly Jesus. I need another cup of coffee, but I'm all out. I got to leave y'all if I go get coffee. It ain't going to work. You can't host a show and not be in the chair. Drake is reportedly preparing to take aim at Kendrick Lamar with Iceman tour. Canada's coming for us, yo. They're invading. It says, according to DJ Academics, Drake is readying his highly anticipated 9th studio album and has big plans for 2026. Drake is currently preparing to unleash his highly anticipated 9th studio album, Iceman. At the time of writing, the project does not have an official release date, though it's rumored to be dropping sometime very soon. According to DJ Academics, who's always got an opinion on things, that's not all Drizzy has up his sleeve either. Fans might even get a chance to catch the Toronto rapper performing his new tracks live in the near future. During a recent stream, Academics claimed that Drake wants to take on a global tour in 2026 in hopes of stealing Kendrick Lamar's touring crown. Did you hear that? He said he wants to steal Kendrick Lamar's global tour crown. Currently, Kendrick holds the title for the highest grossing hip-hop tour of all time, thanks to his Grand National Tour with SZA. Drake, on the other hand, holds the U.S. touring title. So Kendrick's got the national tour title, and Drake has the U.S. tour title. The quote goes to say, I think Drake wants to beat the world record going into the next year. The internet personality explained as captured by Cy Shells on X. I think he's saying, yo, I don't need an agent really, but if I'm going to ever have an agent, if I'm going to have an agent, my agent's not going to rep my op. Fuck that. I don't know. I did go to the Grand National Tour. We got to sit on the Vikings Stadium. It wasn't the Vikings. We were in the Vikings Stadium. We were on the floor. We were on the field watching it, and it was epic. It was epic. It was very cool. Even my son, who's more of a, he wanted to watch the Timberwolves more than he wanted to watch the tour, but it was pretty big for him to be on the field at the Vikings Stadium, US Bank Center up in Minneapolis, and to get to watch it. So, that's huge. It's mega. Drop me a comment down below. What do you think? Is Drake going to come through? If Drake comes out with this tour, are you guys going to buy a ticket? How much would you pay for a Drake ticket? Let's do that. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know, how much do you think a Drake ticket is worth in 2026? I don't know if I'd catch it. He'd have to have some pretty strong lineup. I'm not really a Drake fan. I know a lot of people are. I'm not naive to that fact, but Drake just doesn't turn my wheels. He doesn't appeal to me. Ray and I have gone back and forth about this a little bit, but I like somebody that can pen their own rhymes. I know a lot of the stuff Drake has done, he has not penned the rhymes for. Weezy wrote it, whoever wrote it. And so that takes some merit away from me, or away from the track for me. And so it just doesn't appeal to me as much. But he's an entertainer, and he's out there entertaining. And so, there's a lot of people that are into it. Shout out to my dog, J-Bob. He's up in here with me watching. He said $0 for Aubrey. I appreciate it, dog. It's always a lot more fun when I got somebody in here I'm kind of having a conversation with, even if you're not actually, sharing a camera and chiming in with me. We're gonna get you on here, Jay. We've been talking about this. That's my homie Jason Bob out of Omaha. Big ups to him. He's done a lot of graphics work. He's in the pit with me when we're shooting photos. He's a multi-talented, multifaceted individual. Much love to my guy. Hope you had a fabulous Thanksgiving. I appreciate you tuning in, watching with me, dog. And we definitely gonna get you on here. I've been toying with the idea. We've pitched it back and forth a handful of times. But one of these times, man, I'm just gonna hit you up. Matter of fact, Thursday. Now it is. Like, you know what? We're just gonna put it in the air. Thursday, Jason, let's get you on here, dog. 4 years now, something like that. Yeah, bro, we've been rocking together for a good minute. He says $0 for Aubrey, though. He's not buying any Drake tickets. He said we had food. Yeah, we smoked a 12-pound bird. We did a 12-pound ham. I think my son was the only person to grab a piece of that ham. And we did green bean casserole, fresh baked rolls. We did. What's your favorite Thanksgiving food? Drop me a comment down below. J-Bob, what's your favorite Thanksgiving food, bro? Do you like the candied yams? Do you like the stuffing? Are you a turkey guy? So I brined my turkey, and then I did one of them Tony Chachere's. I'm probably mangling that name, but Tony Chachere's Creole flavor injectors with the Creole butter. And so it's got a big syringe, and you just syringe that stuff right into the meat. And so we did that. And then I slow smoked it from 9 in the morning until probably 2:30, 3 o'clock. I think it was probably closer to 3 before we pulled the bird off. And then we swapped the bird out for the ham and then cooked the ham the rest of the night. So the ham wasn't ready until later. But we smoked them both. And turkey was fire. Super juicy. I had a couple people work that were like, bro, bring us in some turkey. You keep talking about all this food you're smoking. Bring in the turkey. So the homie said, we make the hash brown casserole stuff, bro. Fake Cracker Barrel vibes. I love it. I worked at Cracker Barrel a million years ago. Still remember, I can't remember what dude's name was, but I still remember the dude that trained me. And I worked at Cracker Barrel in North Carolina. And I had this dude that trained me, and he was talking hella trash, and because I didn't know how to make sweet tea. I didn't know anything about sweet tea. And he was like, the Yankee don't know how to make sweet tea. And then he showed me his diabetes recipe for tea. And it was like, I swear it was like 12 cups of sugar, just bleach white sugar, just lofting it into this bucket of tea. And I mean, it tastes good, but woof. A lot of sugar in that joint. But yeah, the Yankee did not know how to make sweet tea, so he roasted me for it. I did not work there long though. And but me and Paul Wall went and ate at Cracker Barrel a handful of years later. And shout out to my dog Paul Wall. Shout out to everybody, man. Much love to all the people that we've had on here. All the people that have contributed over the years and really helped make EmceeTV what it is. And J-Bob, you're one of the people, bro. You're one of the people that has contributed, that has rocked side by side, that's been in the trenches with me. Big Ray West, my little brother Capo. I gotta jump in the chat here. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just, I'm having so much fun with this EmceeTV stuff. The homie Don Bishop was stomping through the trenches with me in the beginning, that helped me grow this business. My wife, my kids, they tolerate a lot of the nonsense, the building of this studio, me chasing this dream and everything that's gotten involved with that, and just trying to make this happen, and to kind of see some of it come to fruition is exciting. The Chris Webby interview was huge. All the Tech 9 interviews that I was able to put together over the years. Trav and Tech supported me when I was a nobody. I'm still kind of a nobody, but you know what I mean? Like in the early days when I was just a dude from Des Moines, when Trav and Tech and I were homies, they supported me and saw something in me that I didn't even see. You know what I mean? I was drinking a little bit too much back then and partying and getting wild and whatever. But shout out to everybody that, Mac Miller. He, the homie J Bob said, Mac, I'm still shook. Yeah. RIP Mac Miller. He gave me his time. MGK. The list goes on. There was a lot of people that the homie Liquid Assassin. Shout out to my brother Liquid Assassin. He had some medical complications recently, and I'm gonna drop. Matter of fact, I'm gonna drop his PayPal in here. I know that he wasn't necessarily looking for donations, but if you're feeling like donating to somebody this holiday, the homie Liquid Assassin had some medical complications, and he's gonna have some pretty hefty medical bills. So if you feel like donating to somebody where the money can directly impact somebody, there isn't going to be somebody that is in the middle getting their taste and wetting their beak off of the donation. It'll go directly to a family that had some hard times hit them. I'll put his PayPal in the description of the video. But Liquid Assassin is one of my dudes that gave me a lot of his time. My dude, Black Pegasus, the homie Black P out of Colorado Springs, is a phenomenal artist, podcaster, MC. Black P's running stuff in a major way out there in Colorado Springs. And he just shared an image from, I think it was 16 years ago when we were all in the studio. It was me, Black P, the homie Blizz, and Bobby Hook at their studio in Colorado Springs on Thanksgiving Day. I was down there kicking it with them. And I don't know why I was there instead of at home with the fam, but there were some sacrifices along the way. And a couple of them times I wasn't home on a holiday. And that just happened to be how it worked. But much love to all the people that have contributed over the years, that have supported me. Thank you so much, that have been part of the journey, because this journey is, it's weird because everybody, and myself included, you know what I mean? You think about reaching the destination and getting to the pinnacle and the summit of the mountain, but it sounds so cliche, but it's weird because it's true that the journey is really the destination, how you got here and all the people you met along the way and the things that you did. Shout out to the homie Marv One. Marv One shot me a text this morning and said, "Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you had a great holiday with your family." And I'm getting ready to go back to Detroit and do some work with Marv One again. So shout out to the rebel battle rapper, the legend from Detroit, the OG Marv One. That makes you feel special. You know what I mean? When you get a celebrity that hits your phone, you know what I mean? A homie, a celebrity, when somebody hits your phone and says, "Happy Thanksgiving, bro. Hope you had a good one." Kind of makes you feel special. It put a smile on my face. And so me and the homie Marv One are going to team up on another track and go out to Detroit and film some shit. And we're going to make a hit. We're going to make a hit. I'm bringing the DJI gimbal this time. We're going to bring the homie. I already decided the homie Ryan and the homie Matt are coming with me, and we're going to jump in the Acadia and we're going to make a run to Detroit. So the fellas don't know this yet. I just put it in the homie group chat this morning, and I said, "Bro, we're going to Detroit." And I'm orchestrating the plan as we speak. So that's kind of on the horizon out there in the near distance. You know what I mean? So you're going to see that on the reels and the stories, and we're going to be out there in Detroit, you know what I mean? Doing some interviews, kicking it, making it happen. Big ups to them. What was your favorite game yesterday, man? It was a tough loss for a Chiefs fan. You know what I mean? It was a tough loss to see the Cowboys put us down yesterday. Big ups to the homie Ray West. That'd be dope, J Bob. If you wanna jump in the whip and make a run with us, I think we can make that happen, bro. He said, "Let me know if you need some help, bro." That'd be dope. It'd be dope. It's always nice to have a second cameraman that's qualified like yourself on a mission. You know what I mean? When we out there. So, but yeah, man, there was a lot of good football on yesterday. The game I watched the most of was the Chiefs and the Cowboys. Man, I thought Mahomes was going to turn it around. I thought he was. We did not. I said we like I was part of the team, but I was definitely cheering. Did a little yelling at the TV. I didn't throw any remotes at the TV. You see that on the YouTube shorts a lot. I don't throw my remotes. I don't break my TVs. But he says this Husker game has been crazy back and forth. I didn't even turn on any college. I heard Iowa State girls was getting ready to hoop this morning, but I didn't turn on much other college yet. I need to tap in on that. I got to go to work here in a couple of hours and then give me another little plate of that turkey before I get to work. Shout out to everybody that's out rocking, repping hip hop. Had a phenomenal week. I capitalized on a couple of the Black Friday sales this morning, and I hit the Walmart, picked up a couple of things for the fam. I could almost tell you what the presents are because my kids don't watch this podcast, but we're gonna say that for another time. Okay, Iowa versus Nebraska. It's going down. He said a lot of back and forth. All right, we're splitting the seas on this one, bro. Because I gotta be Iowa all day on this one. I'm sure you're Nebraska all day, so we're gonna have to agree to disagree, my dude. But much love to you, homie. On that note, I think we're gonna wrap this one up. I'm gonna go get me a plate of some turkey, and I gotta send a beat off. Pause. I gotta send a beat to my dude. Weird. I gotta send a beat to my dude Marv One, so he can lay some bars on it. And I'm gonna orchestrate this trip to Detroit, and we're gonna make it happen. But until next time, it's your boy EmceeTV. It's your boy Wilson from EmceeTV. I appreciate everybody watching, tuning, all the comments, shares, likes, all the support over these years. And we're gonna keep it rocking. We're gonna keep growing this business. We're gonna keep, he said phrasing. Yeah. Yeah, that's an Archer shout out. I love that Archer shit. That is my thing. But until next time, it's your boy Steve from EmceeTV. I'm out. Peace.
We've been known to snatch a piece or two. Y'all can't take over cause we gon' eat the you. Rock steady like a ginger brought Aretha through. This shit torture and I'ma keep feeding you. On that East Coast shit, y'all better duck down. Price on his dome, 5 on it like yuck mouth. When the plug get knocked, that's when the price jump. American Nightmare, that's where the Spice One. Rappers running like Ricky in the alleyway. Putting an end to the week, no Saturday. They want static, get it shaking like hash is clay, passionate thugs mixing Douce with Alizé.
Don't play with us, them moves ain't got you safe enough. Yellow fuck 'em like Smokey off the angel dust. My life's so real, sounds like I made it up. Been up so long, I don't remember waking up. Dangerous, sharper than a razor's touch. We hit that script and get the cake enough. God hate ugly, so ain't no saving us. Been up so long, I don't remember waking up.
Big balls don't take